Namaste, Dhanavad Pranam. By the instruction and grace of our spiritual master, Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Shripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj, we are here reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Canto 3, the Status Quo, Chapter 10, Text 15. Adhyastu mahata sargo guna vaishamyam atmana vitiyastva aham yotra dravyajnana krihodaya. Of the 9 creations, the first one is the creation of the Mahatattva, or the sum total of the material ingredients, wherein the modes interact due to the presence of the Supreme Lord. In the second, the false ego is generated, in which the material ingredients, material knowledge, and material activities arise. Purport. The first emanation from the Supreme Lord for material creation is called the Mahatattva. The interaction of the material modes is the cause of false identification, or the sense that a living being is made of material elements. This false ego is the cause of identifying the body and mind with the soul proper. Material resources and the capacity and knowledge to work are all generated in the second term of creation after the Mahatattva. Gyan indicates the senses, which are sources of knowledge, and their controlling deities. Work entails the working organs and their controlling deities. All these are generated in the second creation. Dhanavad Pranam Umadevi.
Dhanavad Pranam Prabhuji.
Text 16. Bhuta sargas tritiyastu tanmatro dravya shaktiman chaturtha aindriya sargo yastu jnana kriyatmaka. The sense perceptions are created in the third creation, and from these the elements are generated. The fourth creation is the creation of knowledge and of working capacity. Text 17. Vaikariko devha sarga panchamo yanmayamana shastastu tamasa sargo yastva buddhi krita prabhu. The fifth creation is that of the controlling deities by the interaction of the mode of goodness, of which the mind is the sum total. The sixth creation is the ignorant darkness of the living entity, by which the master acts as a fool. Purport. The demigods and the higher planets are called devas because they are all devotees of Lord Vishnu. Vishnu bhaktas mrto daiva asuras tad viparyaya. All the devotees of the Lord are devas, or demigods, whereas all others are asuras. That is the division of the devas and asuras. Devas are situated in the mode of goodness of material nature, whereas the asuras are situated in the modes of passion or ignorance. The demigods, or the controlling deities, are entrusted with the departmental management of all the different functions in the material world. For example, one of our sense organs, the eye, is controlled by light. Light is distributed by the sun rays, and their controlling deity is the sun. Similarly, mind is controlled by the moon. All other senses, both for working and for acquiring knowledge, are controlled by the different demigods. The demigods are assistants of the Lord in the management of material affairs. After the creation of the demigods, all entities are covered by the darkness of ignorance. Each and every living being in the material world is conditioned by his mentality of lording it over the resources of material nature. Although a living entity is the master of the material world, he is conditioned by ignorance, by the false impression of being the proprietor of material things. The energy of the Lord, called avidya, is the bewildering factor of the conditioned souls. The material nature is called avidya, or ignorance, but to the devotees of the Lord engaged in pure devotional service, this energy becomes vidya, or pure knowledge. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. The energy of the Lord transforms from Mahamaya to Yogamaya and appears to pure devotees in her real feature. The material nature, therefore, appears to function in three phases: as the creative principle of material world, as ignorance, and as knowledge. As disclosed in the previous verse, in the fourth creation, the power of knowledge is also created. The conditioned souls are not originally fools, but by the influence of avidya function of material nature, they are made fools, and thus they are unable to utilize knowledge in the proper channel. By the influence of darkness, the conditioned soul forgets his relationship with the Supreme Lord and is overwhelmed by attachment, hatred, pride, ignorance, and false identification, the five kinds of illusion that cause material bondage. Text 18. Sadime prakrita sarga Vaikritan api me shrinu Rajo bhajo bhagavato Lileyam hari madhisha. All the above are natural creations by the external energy of the Lord. Now hear from me about the creations by Brahma, who is an incarnation of the mode of passion, and who, in the matter of creation, has a brain like that of the personality of Godhead. Text 19. Saptamo mukhya sargastu sadvidhas tastu shamchaya vanaspatyo shadilata vakshara virudhadruma. The seventh creation is that of the immovable entities, which are of six kinds: the fruit trees without flowers, trees and plants which exist until the fruit is ripe, creepers, pipe plants, creepers which have no support, and trees with flowers and fruits. 20. Utrotasas tamapraya antasparsha visheshina. All the immovable trees and plants seek their subsistence upwards. They are almost unconscious, but have feelings of pain within. They are manifested in variegatedness. Text 21. Tirascham astama sarga sostavim sadvidho mata avidho bhuritamaso granhagya pridi avedinam. The eighth creation is that of the lower species of life, and they are of different varieties, numbering 28. They are all extensively foolish and ignorant. They know their desirables by smell, but are unable to remember anything within the heart. Purport. In the Vedas, the symptoms of lower animals are described as follows: Ate tarsham pashuna asana pipase eva vivigyanam na vigyatam vadanti na vigyatam pashanti na vidu svastanam na loka loka viti yadva bhuri tamaso bahu rusa granenhayava jananti hridyam pratisvapriyam vasdeva vindanti bhojan sayanadyartam grinanti. Lower animals have knowledge only of their hunger and thirst. They have no acquired knowledge, no vision. Their behavior exhibits no dependence on formalities. Extensively ignorant, they can know their desirables only by smell, and by such intelligence only can they understand what is favorable and unfavorable. Their knowledge is concerned only with eating and sleeping. Therefore, even the most ferocious lower animals, such as tigers, can be tamed simply by regularly supplying meals and accommodations for sleeping. Only snakes cannot be tamed by such an arrangement. Text 22. Gorajo Mahisha Krishna, Shukaro Gavayoru, Visafa Pasavaskshemi, Avir Ustrascha Satama. O purest Vidura, of the lower animals, the cow, goat, buffalo, Krishna stag, hog, Gavaya animal, deer, lamb, and camel all have cloven hooves. 23. Karosvo Svataro Gora, Sarabas Chamaritata, Ete Chaika Safakshata, Trinu Pancha Nakan Pashun. The horse, mule, ass, gora, saraba, bison, and wild cow all have only one hoof. Now you may hear from me about the animals who have 5 nails. 24. Svashriga Vrko Vyagro, Marjara Sasha Salako, Simha Kapir Gaja Kormo, Godha Chamakaradaya. The dog, jackal, tiger, fox, cat, rabbit, sajaru, lion, monkey, elephant, tortoise, alligator, goshapa, etc. all have 5 nails in their claws. They are known as panchanakas, or animals having 5 nails. (25) Kankagridra bakasyena, vasabaluka bharina, amsa sarasa chakrava, kakolu kadaya kaga. The heron, vulture, crane, hawk, basa, baluka, peacock, swan, sarasa, chakravaka, crow, owl, and others are the birds. 26. Arvakshrotas tunavama, shatar ekavidhonanam, rajodika karma para, dukecha shukamanina. The creation of the human beings who are of one species only and who stock their eatables in the belly is the 9th in the rotation. The human race, the mode of passion, in the human race, the mode of passion is very prominent. Humans are always busy in the midst of a miserable life, but they think themselves happy in all respects. Purport. The human being is more passionate than the animals, and thus the sex life of the human being is more irregular. The animals have their due time for sexual intercourse, but the human being has no regular time for such activities. The human being is endowed with a higher, advanced stage of consciousness for getting relief from the existence of material miseries, but due to his ignorance, he thinks that his higher consciousness is meant for advancing in the material comforts of life. Thus, his intelligence is misused in the animal propensities, eating, sleeping, defending, and mating, instead of spiritual realization. By advancing in material comforts, the human being puts himself into a more miserable condition. But illusioned by the material energy, he always thinks himself happy, even while in the midst of misery. Such misery of human life is distinct from the natural, comfortable life enjoyed even by the animals. Text 27. Vaikritas traya evaite, deva sargascha sattama, vaikarikas tuya prokta, kumaras tu bhayatmaka. O good Vidura, these last 3 creations in the creation of demigods, the 10th creation, are Vaikrita creations, which are different from the previously described Prakrita, natural creations. The appearance of the Kumars is both. Thus ends our reading for today. We'll continue from text 28 on Friday. Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Shripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai
Jai,
Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Acharya Dev, Srila Shanta Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai,
Jai Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Glorious to
Jai,
the devotees, our glorious to the worldwide devotees, Sama Bhakti Veda Vrinda Ki Jai.
Jai,
Jai Navadvip Dham Ki Jai. Nishangapuri Dham Ki Jai. Mayapur
Jai,
Dham Ki Jai.
Jai,
Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Baladev
Jai,
Subhadra Jagannath Jewel Ki Jai.
Jai,
Yamuna Mai Ki Jai.
Jai,
Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Giri Govardhan Gupta Govardhan Dham Ki Jai. Sham Kund
Jai.
Radhakund Ki Jai.
Jai.
Tulsi Devi, Bhakti Devi, Brinda Devi Ki Jai. Jai Harinam Sankirtan Yagi Ki Jai. Jai Scientific Sankirtan Yagi Ki Jai. Jai Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Princeton Bhaktivedanta Institute Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Institute Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari 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 Bol. Jai Srimati Uma Devi Dasi Ki Jai. Hare Krishna.
श्री कृष्ण केशव प्रभु की जय। धन्यवाद।
Dhanavad Pranam Didi.